Hey everybody, welcome back to the Week 8 watch together of the Slowpoke Society League. Before we hop into the replays today, I just want to say, thank you. If you're somebody who's coming in who isn't actually a part of the league and is watching, well, thank you for watching. Um, Thank you to all the coaches who have been playing. Um, Even those of you who didn't make it into the playoffs, which is going to be going on after this week. Everyone did awesome. The level of competition for this season and for this league has been amazing to watch so far. I've had a ton of fun. From what everybody said, everyone else has. So, we're all a part of that. So, to all the coaches, and you know who you are, thank you. And then also to the other mods, thank you as well. I'm PG. I probably didn't say that before. PG805. Just me today. Just wanted to try something a little bit different. This is our first time doing this league, so I'm going to be changing up these recordings just like we've been kind of having to figure some stuff out while actually doing the battles. So, yeah. That's enough ramble, enough preamble. We're going to hop into it today. So, our first battle of Week 8 was Nomad versus Jemmy Orsini. We had Nomad with the Electrode Hisui, Tapu Fini, Volcarona, Serena, Iron Valiant, Gudra Hisui versus Gems, Iron Bundle, Dragonite, Clefable, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Rotom Fan, and Clodsire. Let's see. Turn 1. So, turn 1, the Serena versus the Clodsire makes a lot of sense from both players, I would say. Serena has... it's just strong. I believe it gets U-turn, so coming out, it can kind of pivot into whatever it needs to. Plus, it gets Rapid Spin, so if Jemmy Orsini brings out something that can get hazards up, like a Clefable, it does well into that. Only problem I could see is that maybe if Gem had led Iron Bundle like he has been doing these last couple weeks, that might not have been the best lead, or even an Ogerpon, Hearthflame, or Dragonite. Really just about everything but Clefable might be causing Serena some issues. So in terms of, I guess, just general leading and let's see, who would I have led? Maybe Gudra to just get up some rocks, but it also has some problems. So overall, just good to, as in sort of anti-hazard or another safe option to just kind of pivot out if need be. Clodsire, classic lead, just gets up hazards, rocks, spikes, toxic spikes, or can start spreading some hazards immediately, or firing off a poison move or whatever. So overall, pretty good leads from both players, I would say. Unfortunately, the triple axle miss means that Gem gets off the toxic, just puts Serena on a timer. It's kind of annoying. Oh, but that Power Whip does quite a lot. We can see this probably doesn't have a lot of defense invested in the Clodsire, so it's good to see. But now rocks are up and Serena is already on a timer, but we see the Rapid Spin come out. Of course, get those rocks off the field. That was the point of sending Serena out first, I'm sure, was to try to avoid those hazards. And even with that triple axle, there's a good chance that would have killed Clodsire, so maybe a better lead than I initially thought. The knockoff comes out from Clefable. Very nice to just get rid of those heavy-duty boots. Means that if Gem can get up hazards again, all of a sudden, they're on the field forever. Serena's dead. Serena's fainted after the toxic damage. There's no way to get them back or to get hazards off. Except I guess Fini could have defog or a couple of these other guys, but most likely hazards are on the field for Gem, which is really nice. This Tapu Fini was a good switch into this Dragonite on both players switching in off the rip. Dragonite tries to get a turn to set up, but unfortunately can't confirm the kill with dual wing beat. Just not enough power. And then we see, unfortunately, just can't kill this Tapu Fini. Just very defensive, very tanky. So unfortunately, getting a lot of chip on this Iron Bundle. It is speed, though. Can switch up moves, which is really nice. We see the flip turn come out. Confirming this is Gooey now, the Gudra Hisui, because, yeah, Iron Bundle is not going to be able to break through the Gudra Hisui. The knockoff comes out into the pretty good knock absorber, Ogrepon Hearthflame, which is going to deal back some pretty big physical damage against Gudra Hisui, but not enough to kill, even with an Ivy Cudgel. Dies back to the Draco Meteor. The Terra Blast comes out, unfortunately still not enough. This guy is just super tanky, gets off another knockoff. So now that's all the items gone except for Clodsire, and with 3 dead, Nomad's definitely in a much better spot here. Hasn't used his Terra either. I believe Electrode Hisui can Terra. We see the Quiver Dance come out. I mean, that's what Volcarona does. Gets off the Quiver Dance because it's not afraid of dying. Yeah. Clodsire is already low, so it's not going to be able to eat a hit from this thing. Oh, but he uses Giga Drain into it, which allows it to get off the recover. Let's see what Volcarona can do. Just starts boosting up again. Probably isn't going to matter if this Clodsire is, as we should probably expect it to be, unaware, but, you know, on the off chance it's not, maybe it can start to break through some more. We see the boost again. Most likely going to be unaware. We see rocks come up. Pretty good. I mean, they're probably going to hit both the Valiant and the Hisui, which is nice. Just getting some more chip. I mean, doing Clodzire's got free turns on this field, just trying to wait out this Volcarona. So I like the rocks play. Might as well start getting some progress made. Yeah, pretty much confirmed this Clodzire's unaware at this point. So no matter how many times it gets the boost, it doesn't matter. And then dies to the Earthquake. Yeah. Maybe a recover may have been a little better there just to make sure you're at full health for something like a Psyshock from the Valiant or the Terra Ice. Terra Ice still didn't do a whole lot, so didn't matter a whole lot. The plan, obviously, at this point is just going to be Toxic Stall, right? I mean, that's what you do if you're in Jim Yossini's shoes. Nomad's got to find a way to break through. I mean, this Terra Blast is doing about 30, and Clodsire has 4 recovers left, so it's just going to be kind of a recover versus Terra Ice War, and it's looking like the recover's going to win at this point. Switches in the Valiant, wants to save that speed, which I think is smart just because Iron Bundle, it's already used as booster, so both of the Pokemon are going to be faster now. The Close Combat comes out. Interesting play. Depends on what the set is, but obviously, I mean, it's just a physical move, so that thing is obviously more, Clodzire's more specially defensive at this point is shown, so, and with Unaware, the Earthquake isn't going to do more, so yeah, 3 close combats. I think that, let's see, this turn, knowing another close combat was going to come out, probably Clodsire should have recovered there, but overall, don't know how much it would have mattered, just because this thing's already faster, and it's going to keep punching you. It's going to try to keep you down. Gets the crit anyway. Don't think that mattered too much. May have been a roll at some point and just guaranteed it, but either way, gets the kill there, and then just close combats to victory. And so that is a win from Nomad, with only really the Clodsire causing much trouble there. So overall, good match. I mean, a lot of back and forth. Was really happy to see a lot of the like the Clefable come out early. It had to sacrifice itself, and then, I mean, it kept the rocks up, so that was good. If he had forced a few more switches, maybe the rocks would have done a little more damage, but it was probably going to be pretty hard from that position, just after having so many knockoffs from that Gudra Hisui. I mean, Gudra Hisui's a tank. It's hard to take down, so definitely easy to get caught unawares. Yeah, good battle. Next up, I guess it's me versus Mars. So, due to some scheduling issues, we had a couple coaches drop out, and what we basically decided to do was go down to essentially having 12 coaches. So after rearranging the schedule a little bit, we decided to have me and Mars fight this week because I hadn't fought his team slot before, and he's coming in as a sub for one of the other coaches who dropped. So I decided, just to talk through my team a little bit, I decided not to bring Rain again. I had brought it first 6 weeks, and I didn't bring it last week. And I was like, I kind of want to try out another non-rain team, so I did. Have the fairy dragon steel core with 2 Pokemon, and then you can probably guess what that means for the Flygon, Greninja, and Amoonguss right there as well. I like my double sets of cores. I've come to realize that I think that they end up just filling the jobs really well. So for team building, pretty fun. And then I threw Quillfish on there because he's poison type, and I think he looks funny, and he gets Intimidate. So that's fun. So just to say the name of the Pokemon: Enamorus, Archaludon, Flygon, Quillfish Hisui, Greninja, Amoonguss. Mars brought Landorus, Incarnate, not Therian, Arboliva, Gardevoir, Lantern, Rotom Heat, and Celesteela. Ooh, Celesteela. So off the lead, the Lantern into the Flygon. So at this point, I was kind of expecting a Scald to come out, trying to burn me, something to that effect. Probably not an electric move, maybe a water move just to hit kind of hard. These are both of our Terra Pokemon, so yeah, just kind of figured. I like Flygon as a lead. It gets U-turn, gets rock, so it can kind of function as a lead, and depending on the set, I can do some other stuff with it. So the Lantern was interesting. It does get a pivot move, so it's kind of a good slow pivot to just kind of figure out what the other opponent is gonna lead. And then it can pivot out with, I believe, just Volt Switch. Don't think it gets Flip Turn. And then it also just does pretty well into my team, having both Volt Absorb or Water Absorb. Like, especially if I brought Rain, that could have been really annoying to deal with. So overall, I think I ended up with a better lead here, at least initially off the rip. But of course, things can change with the Terras that we brought, which I brought Terra Electric this week. May have looked like I was going to bring Terra Fire, decided not to. He does end up getting the burn, though, which is really annoying. I decide he's going to be Water Absorbed, so I Terra Blast. I do get the kill. The +1 off the rip was really nice, just to deal with this Lantern early, because otherwise it could have been really annoying. Now just trying to get up some chip. But yeah, so the Terra Electric. Terra Fire probably would have been better, but I just wanted to try out Terra Electric. I hadn't brought it yet, so. And yeah, knew he wasn't going to be Volt Absorb, considering I have a Rain team. I bring out the Quillfish into the Arboliva, and then I'm pretty sure he's going to switch out. He's got a Celesteela, so I get the hard double switch into Greninja, get that correct. Get lucky here as he brings out Toxic into my Amoonguss. Shows the Air Slash, makes sense. Not happy about that, but not much I can do. I figure he's going to Air Slash again. Oh, he doesn't. He Leech Seeds. Just trying to get that defense boost, and then maybe I can start breaking through some things. Either way, I don't care. I get up rocks. Just start to make some progress hazard-wise, and then Body Press. I mean, I like this matchup a lot better. I mean, he may have been scared of the Electro Shot or something, but I didn't care. I wasn't going to click Electro Shot. I mean, obviously, I don't have a Rain team. Probably not going to bring that unless I have the Power Herb. Spoiler, I don't. I decided to switch here because I thought he was going to switch, because that was essentially going to be a sack of his Arboliva. Either way, I get some free Amoonguss turns here. Brings this out to dodge the poison move. I missed the Sunspore, which is really sad, because that's kind of the only way that Amoonguss can deal with the Celesteela. You'll see the set I have later. Tries to protect. I start getting back double the heal because I have leftovers, and the grassy terrain that he is set up. I did bring Thunderbolt, so not the Electro Shot, but I did bring the Thunderbolt. Yeah, just, again, something to threaten the Celesteela. I swap out here. I'm tired of getting that stupid Leech Seed chip. Leech Seed chip was annoying. Gets some good chip with Enamorous before he shows the Sludge Wave. Kind of figured that should have happened, and maybe I should have switched, but I was like, I mean, something feels like it's dying to this thing, so I just need to find another way to threaten it. I got some good chip, though, which I'm happy about. The Ice Beam comes out, does 30. A little bit less than I wanted to, considering it's got leftovers, but not much I can do about that. Only play is to switch there. Gets off. I get the defense boost, which this is kind of what I wanted. I wanted this thing out in front so I could either Thunder Wave or I threaten pretty hard with Body Press right now. Especially since he doesn't have boots on this Rotom Heat. My Body Press, it does a lot. So that was pretty much always the goal with this. This guy. I bring out the Greninja, figuring he's not going to go for an electric move. He goes for the Defog, which does kind of make some sense. Wasn't really expecting that per se, but kind of comes with... it does make a lot of sense there. So just get those hazards off on my Switch. He does have Mega Gardevoir. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. I get some good U-turn chip. I was not expecting 25 from the U-turn chip, especially once Protean hadn't activated, but that was pretty big. I switch out to let my Quillfish. Unfortunately, gets burned. I was not expecting the Will-O-Wisp there, and considering I was special, I guess I shouldn't have been super scared of that, but I mean, I was not expecting the Will-O-Wisp there. That was a good tech, so now that his Defogger is gone, I decided to just start getting up spikes. Quillfish, it's got EVO Light, it's good at getting up hazards, so I start making it get up hazards. I do let the Celesteela get a lot of his health back, but I figure I can deal with that somehow. Did not have a plan for how to do that, but I figured it was going to be better at this point. Calls the Leech Seed there, which is annoying, because I get 6%. I've essentially lost 6% on that switch when I was hoping to get 12 back, so it's a good Leech Seed on his part, for sure. Protect to try to just get more chip, but I switched out at that point. Finally, I get off the Stun Spore, and that was the whole reason I wanted to Paralyze, was so that I could Hex. Did not do as much as I wanted, but now it's paralyzed at least, so Amoonguss kind of did its job. Probably not my best play. And then I kind of thought he was going to switch there, so that was just an over prediction on my part. Don't get punished because of the paralysis, and then I just start Thunderbolting, seeing he's going to stay in. I know he wants to protect here. It's kind of a roll whether or not he's going to get paralyzed or not. So I just switch. Hoping for, switch on the Protect, getting some free turns. Hoping for more paralysis on some of these Leech Seeds. Just trying to do damage. Because even that Hydro Pump, Protean boosted... I guess Protean doesn't boost, it just gives me stat. But the Hydro Pump didn't kill there like I was hoping it was going to. Switch again. Switches out. Takes a lot of chip. These spikes starting to do work. They're going to do work on both this Arvoliva and this Gardevoir, which is what I'm hoping for. Body Press just comes out and kills. And gets up the grassy terrain, which is fantastic for my Archaludon. This is why I wanted to try Archaludon doing something different, and this was the whole point this week. I end up sacking the Quillfish, but he misses the Sandsear. Forgot about that. Archaludon is sticky. That's his whole point, is like the more healing he gets, the harder it's going to be, especially with physical attacks, to take out. So that was always my plan for Archaludon this week. He's kind of done his job at this point, since there weren't that many physical guys anyway, but still kind of the thought behind the Archaludon bring. Sends out his Celesteela. It's going to, get sacked to Ice Beam this turn. 2 left. He's not going to send out Landorus. Out comes the Gardevoir. So here, not going to lie, I read my calc a little wrong, and I'm still a little confused how to read it, especially with Protean, with the Ice type. So, because I think... it ends up not mattering. Even if I misread it, I still ended up misplaying here, and we'll talk through why in a second. But basically, my thought is, I need to get out the Hydro Pump to one-shot this Gardevoir. If I don't one-shot the Gardevoir, I'm going to die to whatever uh, it's gonna throw at me, and that's gonna be sad. I need this Greninja to take out this Landorus, so I needed to save it. I decided to sack my Archaludon because I've leftovers, not AV this week. Um, this thing hits like a truck, and so I do die there with the Archaludon. But as we'll see, the Hydro Pump isn't even an Oko from 50 with Protean like I thought it was going to. But I live, even with the special defense drop, I live the Moonblast. This is what I wasn't expecting. I thought I lost right here. But as soon as I lived at 4, I was like, wait, I think I just won this. So that was a kind of a messy end game, but either way, a really fun game. Mars played that really well, had me on my toes, and definitely, I mean, especially the Celesteela, like, I did not have a great way to break through. So, great playing from him. Really good battle, and as one of the subs, I really appreciate that he came in and brought us all for all of his battles this league. So, it's been a ton of fun watching him play, and playing against him this week was awesome. So, a quick sip of water. All right, next we have Grovyle versus David. So we have Grovyle with Sceptile, Sandy Shocks, Lele, Hydreigon, Cinderace, Masquerain. Seems like a terrain team of some sort with Lele, probably Unburdened Sceptile. Maybe some webs with Masquerain, Cinderace for the hazard control. Then just a couple special breakers with Sandy Shocks and Hydreigon. On the other side of the field, we've got David with Golurk, Ursaring, Executor Alola, Darmanitan, Scizor Mega. Wait, is it Mega already? I don't feel like that's how it should be. And Dragapult. It is supposed to be Mega Scizor. I didn't know you could just put Mega Scizor on a team like that, though. Don't know that it matters, but that's interesting. We see the Golurk and the Masquerain lead. Golurk gets rocks and Masquerain gets webs, so this kind of makes sense from both sides. Golurk is both a rock setter and can block spin if for some reason, I mean, nothing has spin on the other team, but either way, good leads in terms of just getting up some hazards. We see we see the Thunderbolt come out, and we see immediately it's going to be a metronome battle. So I haven't actually seen this battle yet. I haven't seen a couple of the battles from this week, so I'm learning alongside of y'all what is happening. We see the substitute come out, and then the rock smash into the substitute. I'm going to use this opportunity to drink a little more water. Gastro acid. Can't hit through. The Volt Tackle comes out. This substitute is crazy. That roll was super high. We see a peck from the Sandy Shocks. Ooh, the power trip. The Dire Claw comes out, fortunately resisted by that ghost type. Sandy Shocks better not be using Peck anymore. It's got no... gets its attack dropped. I have not seen this battle yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, the Imprison! Oh, you can't use Metronome! That's crazy! Oh, Grovyle got absolutely wrecked by Metronome. That's crazy. The Phone Rush comes out, and then I have to struggle. Oh, no. But this struggle does seem like it's going to be able to do something. I mean, it's taking out the Dragapult, which is what's needed. Oh, but the Bitter Blade gets some health back. It doesn't matter. Struggle kills it, and then he dies to struggle. That's 6-1. That's really, really funny. Jacoba Berry. Jacoba Berry's crazy. I don't even remember what that does. The Synthesis comes out, and then the Frost... Alright, okay. Yeah, David kinda destroyed there. Got really lucky. Really high rolls versus Grovyle got some really low rolls there. So, anyway, I don't think it mattered for either of these two in the playoffs, so that was pretty funny. Um, good job. Good job to both of you. That was really fun to watch. All right, next we have Yossi versus Papkun. Papkun brought Empoleon, Latios, Tapu Koko, Porygon 2, Marowak Alola, and Lopunny. Lopunny Mega, of course. He's brought it quite a bit, so unsurprising to see. Great Tusk versus Yossi's Great Tusk, Ninetales, Mimikyu, Cresselia, Gastrodon, and Wooloo. Finally, we get to see the Wooloo. Other than that, seems pretty similar with this Ninetales and Great Tusk having some Sun synergy. And then you got the Mimikyu, Gastrodon, and Cresselia there to soak up hits. And then Wooloo to be Wooloo. So, excited to see this. Both of these players were doing pretty well before this. So, excited to see this battle. Yeah, this is another one I haven't seen. We see the sun come out, makes a lot of sense, and then Empoleon is just a rocker. Might be in a little bit of damage there, because even though fire is neutral because of the water typing on Empoleon, don't believe it has the highest special defense, and now with sun up, Ninetales can hit pretty hard, especially if it's like specs for some reason. So we see that Papkun does not care, gets rocks up immediately into the Gastrodon switch. Gastrodon fires off an Earth Power into the Porygon 2 switch. Gets off the Toxic, which is big. Porygon 2 is fat, and so getting that thing on a timer is really important. We also know that this Gastrodon is in fact Storm Drain from the Trace that the Porygon 2 did, so that was some good scouting for Porygon 2. I liked that switch a lot. The Marowak Alola being Water type now means that a Great Tusk can fire off and hit it pretty hard, and a close combat is going to hit lots of things on this team very hard. So he really did not have a switch there. But luckily, this Porygon 2 survives by the skin of its teeth, manages to fire off an Ice Beam into the -2 Great Tusk, killing it. Insane live. Of course, Mimikyu gets off that free Sword stance on Yossi's side. Drain Punching, bringing it back to full. We see the Scald come out. No burn after, was that 2? Yeah, 2 Scalds, no burn. A little unlucky there, but not the fastest thing. We see the Lopunny Mega coming out to avoid any sort of shadow sneaking. Unfortunately, does not kill with the triple axle. One more triple axle would have done it, but unfortunately only gets 2. We see the shadow sneak come out, kill the Latios, and then we're going to see the Shadow Sneak, I believe, again. Let's see. Yeah, Shadow Sneak only does... Wow. It's pretty defensive. That's pretty crazy. I was expecting it to do more. Either way, big chip. Big chip coming out. Mimikyu finally goes down to the Tapu Koko. But Tapu Koko is not going to be able to break through this Cresselia that just comes out. No paralysis, which would have been what was necessary. Needs the paralysis into full paralysis, which is pretty unlikely. And yeah, wow. The no burn was pretty big, the toxic, and yeah, I mean the close combat just killing that Marowak Alola was, that was big. Man, that Porygon living that hit though. Good job, Porygon. Love to see it. Love to see that. Yeah, good fight. I think that changed up some of the people. We'll look at the standings and then we'll see playoffs after I'm done these last 2 battles. So let me see. Can I change this quality? I can. Unfortunately, Raxos did not grab his battle from this week, so we're just gonna watch it on his channel. I hope he does not mind the restream. See, we're gonna have to probably skip around some because we don't get the normal just going. So I guess just to say, Raxos brought Melmetal, Mew, Mightyena, Pheasantipity, Charizard. I think it's Charizard Y, the one with Drought, and then God, without the I can't talk and think about what Pokemon are at the same time. Brute Bonnet, that's the word I'm looking for. Into possibly another. If this is Sun, that'd be crazy because this is the third Sun team we've seen in two battles. Considering Pigeon also has a Sun team here with Torkoal, Walking Wake, Gouging Fire, pretty classic Sun core with Jolteon, a Mamoswine, and a Forretress in the back there. So probably for some hazards and just some other fatness that Fortress provides. So let's try to find this lead turn here. I assume this is the lead turn. Yeah, looks like it is. So we get the Sun up immediately on Pigeon's side, and we get the Pheasantipity out immediately. We've seen Raxos like to do this. He likes to get the poison off, which makes sense. I mean, it gets a free poison just for clicking beat up turn 1, so that's really not bad, especially considering the only thing that's immune to poison is Fortress. So depending on what Pigeon is prepared for, this could cripple one of the potential sweepers. So yeah, we see him hovering over that beat up. We know what he wants to click turn 1. And then, of course, Torkoal getting rocks up. We see the U-turn come out, though. I think that's probably a better play because the Scorching Sands probably would not have expected that Scorching Sands to come out, but it does. Decides not to Mega this turn. Just double checking that's the Mega box that we saw. Yeah, Mega Evolution. Decides maybe he does want to. Oh, no, he got the Dragon Dance off versus... Torkoal got the Scorching Sands. Again, expecting a switch, I guess. Or possibly an evolution into Charizard X. Either way, good play by Raxos, kind of getting that 2 turns of this Sun already wasted. I mean, we've already seen... it's probably Heat Rock. Most of the time they are when they're Sun like this. But wasting 2 turns of that is pretty big. Though, depending on what Charizard you are. I mean, both Charizard... Ooh, it's Charizard X. Both Charizards can definitely enjoy the Sun turns as well. So we're going to see this Charizard come out. The Fairy type. Earth move was clicked, though, so the Fairy Terra does not matter against the +2 speed, +2 attack Charizard X. Fire Punch, but the Fortress has Sturdy, so it is going to live with 1. Don't think a Gyro Ball will kill here. Could be wrong about that. Maybe a Body Press, too. We'll see. The counter comes out. The counter is big, because that does Oko the... that just stops the Charizard X in its tracks. Yeah. That was a good play on Pigeon's part. Pigeon's been building really well this season, so it's been great to see his battles because we get to see stuff like that come out. He's prepared for this sort of stuff. Like that was pretty much perfectly designed to stop a sweeper in its tracks, and it does its job. So the 1 hit points left, even the 4x resist can't block the Seed Bomb from killing the Fortress, which makes sense. We see the Photosynthesis attack here, so even though it gives Pigeon some information, we still get to see that the Sun turn is actually helping out Raxos too. So we saw it does have Sucker Punch, so that's pretty important because other than Ice Shard, I don't think there's any other priority on this team. The Flare Blitz gets the crit. Gosh, I think I didn't see what he clicked there. Let's see if we can go back a little bit. Oh, Terra Blast Ground. Okay, I see what the play was. Sucker Punch, I don't know that it would have been better. Would have at least been some chip considering how hard this thing is hitting in the sun. I don't know that it would have lived even without the critical hit either, though. I'd have to do the calc. Either way, just starts... This Gouging Fire is bursting through both the... Brute Bonnet and the Pheasantipity, and Mew has to come out and just get the Sludge Bomb off to get that remaining health. And now it's 3v3. Everybody's pretty full. Raxos doesn't have any more Sun Abusers, and Pigeon does, but either way, a Torkoal versus a Walking Wake, or a Torkoal, Walking Wake, and a Mamoswine versus a they've still got to deal with the Melmetal on Pigeon's side, which is pretty big. And this Mew can have a lot of things. We see it has Bolt Beam coverage along with a Flamethrower. And was that a Psychic? Sludge Bomb. We saw Sludge Bomb come out already. So it's just basically some coverage to hit everything on Pigeon's team, which makes sense. The Hydro Steam comes out, hits hard, even without Sun. This thing is probably Specs. Personally, I think I would have just sacked the Mighty Enna there, but let's see. We see Endeavor. Means it is probably going to be some sort of focus. Yeah. Focus Sash into Endeavor into Sucker Punch. And we know this, or I would guess this thing is Scarf. So the Sucker Punch, it feels pretty free. I actually probably would have clicked Trailblaze there, just in case he brought out like Mamoswine or something for some reason. I like the Endeavor again. I mean, he's got 2 things at 1 hit point. The only problem is now he doesn't have priority. He would have liked the priority for the two guys at 1 health. Fortunately, does not have any more priority. So we see an Ice Beam on the Melmetal is crazy. Probably to hit a couple of the guys on Pigeon's team, but unfortunately, I think a Flamethrower, Specs Flamethrower in the sun, Specs Weather Ball in the sun, is gonna put that Melmetal to sleep. Yeah, I mean, good battle, a lot of back and forth. Good brings. I mean, that counter from that Fortress really stopped that Charizard X in his tracks. So Pigeon's been doing his homework this season, and it's really paid off in a lot of battles for him. So I've been happy to see that. Good battle. And then finally, Eon versus Machete. We have Eon with Samurott Hisui, Heatran, Sableye, Landorus Therian, Zamazenta, and Cinccino versus Liepard, Machete's Liepard, Tornadus Therian, Ferrothorn, Iron Hands, Garchomp, and Tauros Paldea Blaze. I love this Tauros Paldea Blaze. It's a lot of fun. We're just going to hop right into it. So, of course, we see the classic Samurott Hisui versus... I actually would expect this Leopard to be something like Copycat or something. Just try to, like, try to cripple, do some... It gets Prankster. It does disruption stuff. That's what Leopard does. The fast U-turn, just to get some really nice chip, was awesome. But, of course, Ceaseless Edge. Get up those spikes. Start getting them up. That's what Samurott Hisui does. Couple switches, which is going to land us with Heatran getting up rocks against the Tauros Paldea Blaze. Tauros is probably in the better position here, but already a spike and a rock up on Machete's side. Forget if Ferrothorn gets Rapid Spin. I don't believe it does. Tornadus does get a defog. So that could be pretty big. I mean, that's his hazard removal, and that's going to be important here considering, I mean, lots of stuff weak to spikes. Not super rocks weak, but I mean, just spikes, and depending on whether he's got boots on a lot of these guys matters too. Sableye comes out into the Raging Bull. This thing is a tank, though. Eats that Raging Bull hit. You see, it is Mega. Now it's got Magic Bounce, not Prankster. Defog does come out. The Magic Bounce doesn't care, gets rid of the rocks and spikes anyway. So Defog is pretty nice even into Magic Bounce. Just lowers your evasion, but nobody really cares about that. In trade for a knockoff, which could be big if rocks do get back up, which now getting this Heatran back in is in a very nice position for getting up rocks again. And gets the Flame Body Burn against this Iron Hand. So that turn, unfortunately, not really in Machete's... Oh, opts not to get rocks up. The Inner Focus, or the Clear Amulet, blocks Intimidate, which is crazy. Unfortunately, is burned. Let's see. My guess is an Ice Punch is coming out here. Oh, but the Earth Power kills anyway. Makes a lot of sense to bring Earth Power against something like Anthony's team, or Machete's team, that gets a lot of physical defense. The Hurricane comes out. This Sableye just causing problems, being a tanky dude. But does hit itself in confusion. Not going to be able to get off a recover like it would initially want to. We see a knockoff come out, knocks off the life orb. It's crazy. Don't know. Ooh, switching there was interesting. I mean, gets the attack debuff, which is nice. I mean, just does less to this Tauros, and now defense is dropped as well because that was a close combat that just came out from the Zamazenta. Tauros gets off the Wisp. Don't know that that's going to be that important considering this thing has showed Earth Power already. My guess is it's got like Grass Knot instead. Like, probably more of a special set. Could have a physical move, so that might matter. Plus the chip. I mean, chip is always nice. Yeah, the Hurricane misses into the Heat Ran. Hurricane misses again. Unfortunately, I don't know that that would do a whole lot to Heat Ran anyway, considering it's Steel type and tends to have a lot of special defense. So the Magma Storm comes out, does land. Yeah, see, it only did 13. It does get the Confuse at least. But this Magma Storm chip, ooh, that's twice the Hurricane has landed the Confusion and got the Confuse. The Magma Storm chip is starting to matter. Gets the knockoff, so Leftovers gone. Misses that Magma Storm. Yeah, probably needs to pivot out with Tornadus at this point. But it opts not to. Kills instead. Does not get the Magma Storm chip that turn, so overall not terrible. Chooses to hard switch into Ferrothorn. Just start getting some more. I like that switch for the Iron Barge chip into the Samurott. The Leech Seed comes out real nice. Ferrothorn doesn't have a lot of healing, so this Landorus is getting chipped down a lot while also healing up your Ferrothorn is nice. We see a Focus Blast come out is crazy. Lands into the Tornadus though, which is probably pretty decent for Anthony or for Machete. Ignore that I call him Anthony. His name is Machete. We see the Hurricane does hit the Sableye to confirm the kill. We see a Sucker Punch come out from Samurott Hisui to kill the Tornadus without taking any chip. Ferrothorn come out to block more spikes. Zamazenta comes out. Seems like an offensive Zamazenta to try to just punch through this Ferrothorn. We see the Choppleberry eating that biting type while dealing some chip to the Zamazenta is nice. Getting off the Leech Seed so they can switch out and rocks her up. Ferrothorn's putting in some work. Another close combat. Opts to take some chip and another drop. Because it's going to be faster than anything except for Leopard with Prankster. We do see that the Thunder Wave comes out and misses though into a Play Rough, which confirms that kill on the Leopard. Oof, that is sad. The Tauros comes out, gets the attack drop from Intimidate on the Zamazenta, which switches out into the Landorus, which gets the attack drop. The Wisp into the already burned Landorus. I mean, a lot of chip. This Landorus, I think that may have been the first direct attack on the Landorus this battle. Otherwise, it was all chip. That was a ton of good chip on the Landorus. We see the Rock Blast come out. 3 hits confirming the kill on the Tauros. And finally, we just have one Garchomp left. Terra Ice. Triple Axle. Confirm the kill. Oh, with the rough skin, though. Nope. Was never going to be enough chip. Overall, good battle. I mean, a lot of back and forth. I liked to see the Ferrothorn coming in at some opportune times. The Tornadus, even though it missed a couple times, still did a lot of work. Yeah, Sableye tanking hits. The Heat Ran getting off a critical burn on the Iron Hands, I would say. The Landorus coming in. The special Landorus was really cool to see. Great battle. Loved the teams these two brought. Yeah. That is the last battle of our regular season of the league. And I gotta say, it's been a ton of fun, y'all. I hope y'all have had as much fun as me. Because, man, it has truly been an absolute pleasure. We didn't write it down because we kind of knew who was in playoffs this week already. So, yeah. Here are our playoff matchups. We've actually already played all of these except for one battle. as soon as that one happens, I'll get around to recording it when I get around to recording it. I'm super late on this week 8 one already, so that's okay though. So we have Nomad versus Pigeon, Raxos versus me, Papkun versus Yossi, and Eon versus David. Let me double check the standings just to see. So it was Eon and Yossi. Ooh, he's not. He doesn't have the right name. That's okay. Eon and Yossi, because they were first and second, got to choose their opponents. So Eon chose David and Yossi chose Papkun. They're up here, and then the other four in the bracket we got matched up randomly and got put down here. So overall, no spoilers, but the quarterfinals battles have been a ton of fun. Super excited to show them to y'all, and yeah, I'm gonna end the battle, or I'm gonna end the video here, and yeah, it's been awesome. I'll see y'all next week for the quarterfinals. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. You know what you need to do. Thanks, y'all. Peace.